Thanks for joining us in this live session. Straight away, we are beginning with Firmware Inc. up 275.16% in this pre-market session of the 22nd of October 2021. We don't exactly know what's going on right now. It was up yesterday, the 21st, but today it has just taken a different turn. We'll find out, amongst other things, what is behind this rally. Yes, the stock is strongly bullish right now. It is getting support from its volume weighted average price right now. It's trading at $5.77. It closed the session, the previous session, at I think $1.53. You can see how it has just skyrocketed. Has gained some more value now. The gain is now 282.35, trading at $5.86. It is relentlessly flying off to the galaxies. $286% is the gain now. Let's see whether we can find what's behind this. There must be some news out there. Okay, let's see whether we can find the news. Okay, this is why it happened. Okay, these guys are already behind. 180%. It's more than that now. Okay, there's no company specific report driving the stock up, so it appears to be an external factor. So what could this external factor be? Okay, there's a sympathy play associated with digital world acquisition. Okay, the Trump Media and Technology Group is planning to go public through that SPAC. Okay, the goal of Trump Media Group. Okay, so we're going to they are saying there's this is a sympathy play associated with Dwac stock. Many investors are assuming that Firmware will be involved in the development of the technology platform associated with Trump Media and Technology Group for Trump's 2020 campaign app. Firmware, Texas-based software development company, had partnered with American-made media consultants to develop the official Trump 2020 app. Is it possible that Firmware could be tapped for assisting with the development of a platform, Trump Media and Technology Group? Maybe. Has it been confirmed? No. Okay. It's also worth mentioning that Firmware announced earlier this week that they acquired Light Technology, a rapidly growing provider of high-performance computer systems. Firmware financed a closing consideration of 3.32 million shares with cash on hand and unsecured, non-dilutive debt. Light is a profitable and rapidly growing system integrator that specializes in marketing and distribution of custom. Obviously the stock was the biggest. I think the stock itself was the biggest mover yesterday, the biggest gainer yesterday in the 21st of October 2021. So it wouldn't be surprising to see that it is still in the move right now. So you can see the good thing about the stock, it's not extending steeply. You can see how it is extending nicely. This is a very decent extension. There isn't that steepness that will knock off the engine, or stall the engine. This is very decent. It just keeps on feeding on itself. This is the daily model. The price keeps on feeding on itself, keeps getting support, and has never really fallen below this 200-day moving average. It got support there once in this. This was the this was the main session yesterday, the 21st. That was when it got support from there. But outside that, it has just been, you can see that at some point here it mixed things up, fell just slightly below those moving averages, but the whole quantitatives associated with the stock ensures that people and their quants keep on analyzing, and they keep on seeing that I think I need to get back. That is amongst other things what and indeed the fundamentals. It's SPAC that is associated with Trump Media tech company. So if you combine all of those things, you'll get what we're looking at right now. So is the stock optionable? Let's just quickly have a look and see. If you have any comment, just leave it there for us to have a look at. If it's a stock, good. Oh, okay. Did my stream crash? It may have crashed at some point, but I think we're back. Yeah, it's back. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, let's see. I don't think DWAC is optionable. It may be, but maybe because of my internet it's not loading up. But the stock is strongly bullish, but it's the FHUN. Okay, you said you're going to exit. You're getting on FHUN and you'll exit EOD. Okay. Yes, but just be really careful. You may have also read that there's a speculation that FHUN is firmware is associated with DWAC or Digital World. There's a speculation that they will develop the platform for Trump's digital media. So just a speculation. I mean, well, there are reasons why that speculation is in place, because the firmware developed the app for his campaign and all that stuff. So, well, it makes sense. It's not out of place to expect that it will be the partner that will develop the platform. So, but just be really careful. But in any case, yes, there's at the same time as well in this comment section, because right now I don't know what your access, how's the sort of access you have to. I don't know whether you expect to place that trade when the market opens, or you can place the trade right now. The fact remains that there is no guarantee that it will continue to run when the session opens. So this is all you have to bear in mind as well. So let's quickly have a look at a few FHUN again and see what's going on there. Okay, it has lost some value now. It has pulled back below or its 10 and 20-day moving averages, but it's trying to return again. It got support somewhere around. It got some support around the 5.5. What was that again? $5.46 or thereabouts. So it's trying to challenge that the resistance from the 10-day moving average, but it's not able to do so. So just bear in mind. Just bear in mind everything could turn on its head when the market opens. But it's good. We are observing right now to see what's going on. And if it's going to pull back or not. So just be really careful, as I've been indicating. When the market opens, it may not be the case. If it extends further in the main session when the market opens, then it's all good. But what I can say, there's a good chance it will move sideways at the moment. But right now, as we're speaking, momentum has dropped off completely, which also means, amongst other things, that it could also begin to extend again. Because usually when it's indicating it's oversold right now, and based on its momentum, the natural next outcome will be for it to move up again. Yes. Yes, thank you, Andrew. Andrew, yes, they are so. These stocks. To be honest, I was watching them as well. I was watching this one. First of all, I was both of them. Yes, I mean, these, they will just be on your radar. They'll be on your face. Yes, they were in everybody's face yesterday, and yes, that's the natural thing. You can't. Especially the other one, DWAC, Digital World. It's from the beginning of the session, it was right up there. You don't want to get involved then, that sort of time. But then that was what Phoneware started. It wasn't a huge spike immediately. It just came out slightly afterwards, I believe. They're so risky, yes. And well, I think the instincts has to be. I think it has to be that. The best bet has just to be, if you're just feeling it and it's risky, maybe a small amount of money, just put it in there. Just a small amount of money can always forget. Some money you use to buy a very nice burger. Just put it in there. And if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. And the good thing about stocks is that when they go wrong, yes, it's debt. Maybe if it loses value, but the stock is still there. Unlike a lot of instruments, I personally have been trading before, over the years, or rather in recent years. If things go wrong, it's gone, completely gone. They're not. They're derivatives. How would I put it? More like options, but they're not options. It's in the UK. The what is called spreads and all those instruments. They're not shares, but they derive their value from shares and securities and all that stuff. So when things are going well, they're going well, but when they're going bad, forget it. Your money could be lost totally and completely. So but if this goes wrong, you just close that chapter and move on to some other thing. It may come back again. So well, I think FHUN is Phoneware is moving sideways. It's pulling back. I mean, this is naturally what it should be expected. It has run up this huge gain, and naturally, it's even when stocks gain even 10%, 14%, it may be expected that they will move sideways. But this is a huge one. Just as we're speculating that it may not continue to extend, but you could be surprised when the market opens. It could just even add more, because right now a lot of market participants are watching. We have not seen this sort of gain, triple-digit gains, in several months. I would say in up to 3 months. So this could be what market participants could be waiting for. You never know. It could still run and add another 100 to 50%. I mean, we could be totally wrong about that. It could also lose 60%. But we just hope they get a contract. They have the contacts. We'd have the contacts with Trump Media Technology Company. So yeah, we just hope that it goes on from there and doesn't disappoint people, because if it doesn't turn out to be the case, it could be totally disastrous. Because a lot of money has gone in here. But even at that, as things stand right now, I don't even think it's probably the money of the more sophisticated folks, those who have access to the pre-market session. That it's probably their money that is moving the stock right now. And I think its float is about 60 million. So let's see what I don't know. We might not be able to find the sort of volumes that have crossed the tape so far now, but yeah, I mean, let's fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's see how things go. It's still just pretty much still very much a penny stock as well. Let's see whether it's optionable. If it's optionable, then that it will make things really delicious. It will, you know, at least if you won't be able to if you won't be able to take advantage of I mean, if the stock is going to retrace, you can always buy the puts and, you know, going from there. So it's gaining now. It's okay. It seems it's not optionable, so it wouldn't be that complicated. But even at that, it's interesting to see we have a stock that is up by 200 and some fraction, 273.86% right now. So it's the volatility is back, you know. So yes, it has tried to move up again. Got support from its 10-day, from its 50-day moving average. This is the 1-minute live session. This is the closest you can get to what's going on with the stock right now. Yeah. Yes, we have 3 likes. Thank you all very, very much. And if there's any other stock you want us to have a look at while we are watching these ones, FHUN and DWAC, and by all means do that, and let's get going. Okay, yes, this digital world has added some value now. It's at the gain is now 61.93, 73.69. So it closed the previous session at 45.5. And I think I can't remember the sort of gains he had. Yes, it was a big gain in that session. So right now also the momentum is very strong. It's momentum, the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is indicating it's overbought at the moment, and the RSI is indicating that the strength is there, but it's not as overbought as the momentum. So you can see the stock is, you know, extending in a very in a controlled manner, you know, but not as much as Funware, maybe because Funware is cheaper, yes, and it's naturally it will attract more money, or rather more market participants, because I mean, by all means, it's easier amongst other things. It's the reason why it has also run up there. That huge amount of gain is also because it's also cheap as well. So because it's easier for one to turn into two, and if one turns into two, obviously, you know, that's 100%. So okay, so you want us to have a look at VERB. Okay, let's, while we are watching these, we can always look at VERB. Verb technology is up 0.46% in this session, in this pre-market session. Right now it's overbought. Momentum is strong on both the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator and the RSI. So let's see. I think the underlying trend is improving of late. So let's look at it from this from Charles Schwab, from their website. It tends to give a better picture of what things are like for me. VRB. Okay, it appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Okay, relatively small float, 67.64 million, which is shares outstanding. So the float will easily be smaller than that. So yes, the stock is doing well. You can see that of late, you know, as at late September, got support from its 200-day moving average. Yes, and it spiked and then started to move sideways naturally, and then again, see these two things have happened here on the 8th of October, and then on the 18th of October. The stock never fell below, okay, it just fell slightly below its 10-day moving average, which is good, but not close to its 20-day moving average, you know. So these when certain market participants see that, they construe that as being positive. It got support from those an old moving name, an old support line, which is in this case I think in this case, in the first case, the 8th of October, it was actually the 50-day and the 10-day moving average. At some point they were intersecting at the point where it fell below. So yeah, things are looking good for the stock, and I think just as we're indicating, if you're not there already, you can always put in money. And I think in the last session it pulled back again. So and then in this time around it's even better. So we're seeing the stock is now plotting higher lows. You can see that this low is higher. This low is higher than this, even though they had a higher low here. But of late now, you can see this low is higher than this low, and then this low is also higher than this low, and the highs are also improving. So the bullishness is there. If you really want to buy it, just as always, so as just you don't miss out on something coming out, small amount of money, because it has a lot of strength right now, just as you're seeing that it is strongly bullish, and the technicals are wonderful, the quantitatives keep on feeding on themselves. Some other people may also be plotting to bring it down, because we're all there to make money. So I would, even though the best opportunity would have been to buy it when it was at just right here, we're getting support from its 200-day moving average on the 29th, but it's still very good to buy. People are involved. Obviously, I can see. Let's have a look and see the volumes. The volumes, okay, last 10 days. Okay, it hasn't. Maybe for that last session, maybe it was probably good. So, but at the same time, it's not always, because there's a huge volume. Then then you have to go and join in. If you can see that, it seems also that the volume for the last 10 trading sessions is lighter, and then the stock has continued to improve. It's good, because I think what it also indicates that the people who may have been buying the stock of late, who have been propping it up, are probably there to stay for the long term. So that's good. You want a stock that people buy and probably forget it. Want to be in such stocks. And yes, so by all means, a small amount of money, and see how things go. It has a history of also spiking and pulling back, but I think that the general direction is an upward one. So yes. Okay, so next one is a CRTD. Don't hesitate to buy this one, but always, so you don't get constrained, with other stocks. I mean, there are so many other stocks that are going to come, that will come out, as we are seeing now. FHUN and DWAC, they just popped out from nowhere, and if there are no funds to trade them, then you'll be on the sidelines complaining. So this one is also up by a huge amount. I can see that is probably what's going on right now. So let's see what's going on in the live session for the stock CRTD. It's up 76.71%. So the stock is definitely on the move right now, and right now also it's slightly oversold. So there's a likelihood that it will continue to extend. Yes, there's a likelihood it will extend slightly, but by how much, we don't exactly know. So I mean, just simply because the indicators that are indicating the current condition is indicating that it's oversold, and if it's oversold, naturally it will flip back. If yes, indeed, it may dwell in the oversold condition for some time, but it's a comfort if you probably want to get involved, or if you are sharing the stock. So right now, but it's also improving. The momentum is the fast line of its 14 pivotal oscillator is improving now. It's currently challenging its 10-day moving average. This is what's going on live right now. So the gain is 79.11%. So let's look at the daily model, just a bigger picture Okay, maybe this time around let's just have a look at the 10-day chart for the stock. So we just had a look at the daily model. So the 10-day will give us, okay, on the 10-day it is strongly bullish, very bullish. And you know, before now it was also extending and also correcting, run up this huge gain and pull back below its 10-day, its 50-day moving average. Okay, so I think after achieving this high, it pulled back and then moved sideways and has now started to extend again. And the good thing here is also that it is pulling back or consolidating, but not falling away from the short and intermediate moving averages. So, and right now the stock is on the move, again. It's in the move again. So with this one as well, if you're not there already, you can. The stock is, I think, technically it looks sound. You know, if you don't want to get involved right now because of this 79% gain, you can always wait for it to cool down and, you know, get involved. It's a penny stock as well, but it's gradually leaving that status now at 5.35 right now. 83.22% is the gain. So that's what we're looking at right now. So there must be some news behind this rally. 84.59, you know. But if you can't wait for it to pull back before you buy, you can always, you know, put some money there. If it pulls back again, you can always get involved. You know, personally, I'm not very I'm not a big seller. I'm more of an accumulator. I keep buying. If it's going to decay, let it decay and leave it there. You know, so see what you make of them and decide which direction you're going. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Thank you so much, Salem. Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate your support. You know, you're watching the videos, and thank you very much. Yeah. There are other sites you can watch. I know one very well. It's I'll type it in here. You can always search. You can always go and watch the man's video. He's a veteran of the markets, and he has a software he's also selling. If you don't want to buy the software, you can always watch the videos and understand. He uses moving averages a lot. That's a Kendall report. Let me put it in there for you to have a look. Kendall report, I think. Yeah, always just go ahead and watch the video, subscribe, and then from the veteran. You know, he's been in the market for about 41 or 42 years now. So yeah, so let's return and see how FHUN is doing. Yes, if you just joined us, thank you very much. Okay, FUN where is on the move again. The gain is now 286, 288. It's has now broken through the resistances from all of its short-term moving averages and the volume weighted average price. So it's on the move again. It's we're now just almost we're now 300%, 306.5%. that's the gain now, trading at 6.12. Okay, it has $6.12. So the market is opening in about an hour and a half. So will this stock continue to extend in the main session? There's no guarantee it will continue to extend. There isn't any guarantee, but there is a fear of missing out for sure. I think for sure, because we have not seen this sort of triple-digit gains for any stock in a long time now. You know, we're just seeing double-digit gains. Before now, I think in the summer or early summer, it was quite a regular thing on a given day, or even on a given day you could see up to 2 to 3 stocks that have gained up to 3 digit that's had up to three digit gains. So this may attract market participants, and it's still very much cheap, $6.1. They will, yeah, if not in this session, maybe in subsequent sessions. But the news behind this move is a fundamental one. So it's not exactly a case of a technical issue, which is like a huge short interest and all that stuff. The short interest has actually dried up for the stock, but at the same time, it could always increase again. It can always increase when this market opens. The short interest may increase, and then it may go from being the sympathy play to the digital world into the push to squeeze out short sellers. So it's definitely a stock that one has to continue to watch and see how things go. Yeah. Yes, please look into that, and yeah. So FHUN is keeping it up. It has lost some value in about 20 cents or thereabout. It touched 300%, so it has lost about 14% now. It's pulling back now, getting support from its volume weighted average price right now. So let's look at DWAC, digital world. Okay, has also lost some value, but is still extending bullishly. It looks, based on how it's going, it's extending, nicely, not with a very huge leap, so because of that, the likelihood of it stalling is far less than that of firmware. You can see how it's moving, and progressing gradually, not by leaps and bounds. Just like in aviation, if you're taking off and you are flying with a very shallow angle, there's a good chance you will not encounter any troubles. But if you want to exit the airport or the airfield with like a rocket, you are going to come back with a crash. But right, it's extending nicely. You can see the angle of attack. As a matter of fact, this volume weighted average price has done a good job of even plotting the angle of attack. See nicely, very shallow one here. So let's quickly have a look at all the other stocks we wanted to have a look at. CEI. CEI is Camber Energy, down 9.26% in this pre-market session. So obviously we know this stock, amongst other things, it's just not going away. It's also optionable. It's not going away. It has been one of the most active, in fact the most active for several sessions. I would say 80% of the last 2 weeks it has been the most active stock there. So today it's now down 9.88%. Tomorrow it could be up as well. So let's look at PROG, Progenity Inc., down 1.6%. Also a popular stock, and I think it's also optionable. I think amongst other things, the fact that they are also optionable keeps them relevant for a long time, because it's a complication, and they're also penny stocks. I mean, if you combine all of those things, these two stocks, Progenity, CEI, they will stay around. They will stick around for some time, and amongst other things, So let's quickly have a look at SALM. This is also another media stock that is on the move. I think, yes, up 16.17%. Not a huge lot, but something. 16.17%. It was up in the previous session. Right now the momentum is improving. The fast line is at 47.73 for the fast line of its 14 period stochastic oscillator, but it has cooled off now. So momentum is getting poor, but at the same time flickering up as well. So it's just broken through the resistance from its volume weighted average price, and the RSI is indicating that there is some strength there as well, but it's an improving as well. Okay, let's have a look at FCEL. Okay, yes. Okay, you got into PROG. Let's see what the price is. PROG. Okay, 1 point. Yeah, then you're in the money. Yes. Yeah, so I mean, you just have to. I mean, it's like, okay, what I just don't want to say it. You know, I don't want to call it the lottery, because in the lottery, you don't know exactly what's which. It's you don't have any. All you can do the permutations, but yeah, I mean, but it's more of a lucky game. You know, as against stocks, it's much more scientific as against in the lottery. But you have to be in the stocks to get in. You have to be in them to win it. You know, you can't be on the sidelines. So that's cool. Yes, 105. That's good. You should be more than 100%, given where it is right now, even with the loss it has at the moment. Yeah, that's cool. Yes. Okay, so let's look at yeah, FCEL. Okay, fuel cell energy down 0.62%. Fuel cell and plug power. These two, I made it. I published a video yesterday, and I was arguing, or rather putting it out there, that maybe these two stocks, market participants are ensuring that they don't get badly beaten, because right now we are seeing the resurgence of hydrocarbon stocks, the coal stocks, the oil stocks. You know, one of the folks I read their newsletters, they were talking about one of the stocks. Some of the stocks they were talking about were Chevron and Exxon. You know, these two stocks, these two companies, they also straddling the two worlds, the renewable energy world, and also the fossil fuel world. So maybe either way they're probably there, but I feel these two stocks, Plug Power and Fuel Cell Energy, market participants who have probably been investing in them don't want it to totally disappear right now, because you know the fossil stocks, they are back in the fray, because there's an energy crisis right now. And in a previous, I think also yesterday as well, we had I also published another video where I was arguing, or rather where I referenced the opinion of Nouriel Roubini. Nouriel Roubini is a renowned professor of economics, and he was saying that the energy crisis we have right now is because of climate change. So it's not necessarily. I think what is the point he's trying to make is that yes, because of climate change, we have we haven't realized that you probably need fossil fuels. We need all of them to push our to combat climate change. We need all of them, but we have shamed all the coal miners and the coal stocks and those companies, and then we are bashing them, and they have abandoned their investment in those projects. Since 2018 they haven't done anything, and they have now and then now came the COVID situation where they had to shut down completely. If you add all of those things up, you will get what we are looking at right now, this crisis we are facing right now. So he was saying that it is as a result of climate change, and under investment. So right now we need all those resources, and some of those coal corporations, they have gone back, and they are opening up projects. Some of them are using their own cash, the cash flow they have, and they are pursuing those projects. And because this is the reality. The renewables are good. I mean, who wants all that pollution in the air? Nobody wants them. I can tell you for sure that the biggest or the most enthusiastic of fossil fuels and all that stuff doesn't want to be polluted, and doesn't like the damage that the pollution causes. So, but the reality is that we're needed. They're still important. The renewables, the storage, they can generate electricity, but at the same time, how to store them is a big issue. We're still learning them. We're still researching about how to come up with the best of storage facilities for the sort of energy that comes from them. But a good balance will always be the fossil fuels and stuff like that. So we have personally, my opinion is that we can't solely and totally rely on renewables. So I've drifted. I drifted because I came across plug power and fuel cell energy. And the point I'm trying to make is that maybe yes, market participants don't want it to die off. Right now that the likes of ConocoPhillips has done tremendously well of late, I understand. So let's just have a look at yes, ConocoPhillips and see what's going on. Yeah, I think it's been doing well. You can see right now in this live session it's up 0.84%. Yeah, let's look at the daily model and see how it has performed. You can see that. See how the stock has been extending since this year. The underlying trend is a bullish one. You can see that this is a stock that that is producing oil, crude oil, and it has this sort of pattern. You can see that as of late now, it took the level, it took its extension to a different level. Just got support from its 10-day move. It got support from its 10-day moving average and just moved the things up to a different level now. And now getting support as well from that same 10-day moving average. So as a matter of fact, you should buy ConocoPhillips. Small amount of money, and it will keep going. So just as we're all pursuing the penny stocks as well, don't take your eyes off these sort of stocks, ConocoPhillips. So let's quickly have a look at FHUN right now. Okay, up 260, 200. Okay, it's losing some value right now, but I think it's more of a consolidation. Has the moving averages have all bunched up there, but it's trying to break out to the downside. There's some volatility going on there right now. And yes, some weakness as well in the momentum and the RSI, some weakness in its strength and its momentum. Okay, let's then look at DWAC, digital world acquisition. I think you can see that regardless, you can see it has continued to extend, but now even getting steeper here, has continued to extend and never really falling below its 10-day moving average. So momentum is strong, indicating yes, the stock is overbought at the moment, and the RSI is indicating that it's gradually getting overbought as well. Okay, yes, you're keen on getting a position in FHLN. By all means, give it a try, and don't. It's highly risky, but if you don't try, you wouldn't have the experience. So yes, by all means, yes, choose your target and get in and see how things go. So DWAC digital world is extending again, adding some value, 91.98% for a stock that is not a penny stock. This is really huge, and I think it just started trading yesterday, I believe, because it doesn't much about it, so it's extending now, but it's just cooling off a bit. Trading at a good premium to its 10-day moving average, its 20-day 50-day and the 200-day moving average, but all of them are sloping bullishly upwards. Like I indicated earlier on, it has a pattern that that tends to ensure that the stock continues to extend further and further, as against when a stock extends sharply. There's a good chance it may also retrace. But with this case, it just what I say, it's allow me to say, it's manipulating things, by moving gently and cautiously. It's not playing out, it's not showing the risky side of it all. So as such, market participants, I think they have time to look at it, and then the whole cycle keeps on going on itself. If you look at a lot of stocks, like maybe something like PayPal, for instance, you can see it has this sort of pattern as well. It just repeated cycle and keeps going on and on and on. There isn't a very high volatility going on. I mean, that's just been my observation of late. So, but right now, this is just what's going on with the digital world, and this is what's going on the 1 minute live model. I don't think the stock, it hasn't traded for a long time. This may be the second day. Let's have a look at on the daily model. You can see, yes, it's very scanty. So this is the second day for the stock. So it's still very, very early days, but this is still going to form part of its overall daily model, of its overall chart, of its overall picture. So it wouldn't be out of place to just look at what's going on right now, because there isn't very much. But at the same time as well, because there isn't very much as well, caution is still warranted as well. But this is the digital world. And then its warrants were tremendously up. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I saw some thousands, up to or more than 1,000% on its warrants. But I think the warrants are usually not easily accessible. I've not bought any warrants before myself. So let's return on CFHUN. Phunware Inc. up 287%. I think yes, Phunware is more of a risky play for sure, because of this huge spike. This huge spike that occurred early in this session. Yes, in this pre-market session, it just spiked hugely, and that's the risk. That's the risk, because it's how we go. It's like taking a loan. How are you going to pay it back? That's a worry. And but let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. So sustaining the gains up there at $5.82. So the market is opening in about an hour and maybe an hour and 10 minutes or thereabout. So let's see what's going on with Camber Energy. Okay, it's losing more value, down 10.49%. On this 1 minute model, the underlying trend is a bearish one, but the momentum is improving. So let's look at PROG. Progenity, okay, down 4.4%. The stock is trading below all of its moving averages. The momentum is indicating the stock is oversold. Fast line is ahead, or rather deeper than the slow line, indicating that yes, it's there's weakness in its momentum. SALM is the next one. SALM Media Group up 13.48%. Right now it's trading just slightly above its 10-day moving average, I believe, but also below its volume weighted average price. It has gained 12.4%. Momentum is indicating it's oversold as well. Okay, so it has gained some value, just as we took our eyes off it slightly, up 13 point, I think added about 1% or thereabouts. So let's look at FCEL. I think what's more scary is seeing PHUN move the way it's moving. I think that's what's scary. That gap, because when it gapped suddenly when the market opened, that gap, it's like taking a loan. You are definitely going to pay it back. So that, this is how I'm putting it. That gap is a worrisome issue, and as always as well, it's not moving sideways, because that's a natural thing, because there isn't the supply of money going into it is not infinite, so it's just moving sideways. Amongst other things also is that the people who have gotten in have not taken their money out suddenly as well. Probably they're waiting to see what's going to happen in the main session. So I think for me, the DWAC is less scary. I know what you mean. It's also scary as well, because it's also piling on gains and gains and gains. But I think it's based on the way its chart is. It's more like accumulating wealth. Just doing the graft to earn the money. Probably working all day, all night, never resting. That's more like how DWAC is approaching the whole thing. Based on its charts. Let's look at it, and yeah, you can see this is more like hard graft, working all sort of jobs all day long. This is more like it. Obviously, yes, there's a risk. You probably die working, or you fall ill that you can't work anymore. So yes, that's the risk. As against PHUN, it's more like going to borrow money instead of probably, because you have to borrow the money, and then there's a price for it. So which the price is maybe moving sideways and then suddenly paying it back. So yes, I see what you mean as well. Sometimes taking a loan is better, because you're probably not going to die. It's going to cost you money. You probably deprive yourselves, or probably sell your property to pay it back, but you still have your life. As against the hard graft, you're nothing left anymore. You're not enjoying it. So, but for sure, easily, technically, Dwac. If we have to approach it from a scientific point of view, it has a very relatively shallow angle of attack. So the likelihood of it stalling is not not really there. But at the same time as well, it has also, you can see this volume weighted average price. There's also an indication. It's also, you can see this whitish line. It's also an indication that yes, there's a cost. This extension here, this costs, yes. So you are right, yes. Very risky as well, yeah. Yeah, the roller coaster, yes, indeed it is, yeah. So DWAC is pulling back. It's now below. It has retraced slightly below its volume weighted average price. but everything's still very much bullish, very bullish now. So let's see what FCEL is doing. Yes, we have 7 likes. Thank you very much. Can we, if we can, let's get the likes to 10 if we can. And FCEL energy is down 0.86. It's probably trying to gain, probably erase all the losses. Let's look at PROG power. PROG power is in the green. It's up 0.76. These two stocks, they tag along. I think sometime last year, PROG power escaped and started moving up, but market participants discovered FCEL energy, and then it was by far cheaper, and then they got in on it and then pushed it up to $29 or thereabouts. So I was covering the stock a lot then, and I started covering FCEL energy when PROG power had become a little bit too expensive, and recent market participants and those who were looking for the next play, you know, they found FCEL energy, which they deemed just as good, and they got involved, and they took the stock up from about $5 to $29. You know, so I think at some point I did speculate that it was going to reach $25, and it did. I started covering it when it was trading at $5 or thereabouts, and yes, indeed, it did reach $29. Let me just validate as well that it actually did. So let's look at the daily model. Yes, it can, yes, we did. I got that correct. It exceeded $25. So it reached 27.9, 28.01. Yeah. So I started covering the stock when it was at $5 ish. That was around December. Yes, and then it started to extend. You know, it didn't suddenly reach there. I know that when I put that out, I think somebody asked me. I said yes, it can always get there, but it didn't get there. It wasn't like instantly, you know. It took some time before it got there, and I think it got there early this year. Yeah, so yeah. So on the 1 minute model, on what's going on right now, it's down 0.86. So let's see FHUN as well again. Okay, 266%. It's moving sideways now. It has broke out from that bunch of its 10, 20, 50 and the volume weighted average price. 4 support lines all right in one spot, pretty much. Yes, broken through all of those supports, but still very far away from its 200-day moving average. Yeah. So let's look at DWAC. Okay, up 89.0%. At some point I think we have seen it extend. It's the gain. We've seen the 100% printout as it concerns its gain. We've seen it in this session. Yeah. So the momentum is indicating that the fast line is below the slow line, indicating that's a weakness that's oversold at the moment, or approaching the oversold territory. Momentum, its strength based on the RSI is also indicating some weakness, but not like a very bad weakness. Yeah. So let's look at Camber Energy. Okay, so it's improving slightly now. Just recouped about 1% from in its losses. Definitely one of the most active stock right now. I think getting to 3 weeks now. To get into 3 weeks, on a day when there isn't a big mover like firmware and digital world, then it's probably going to fall down to the 4th most active. But if it's a quiet day, then it's going to return and remain the most active so far. I mean, in most sessions. I mean, this is what we have seen since the last 3 weeks right now. So it's just not going away. It's also optionable as well. So I mean, amongst other things, it will complicate things, because more money is believe it or not, as it is underperforming like this, there is some gamma hedgings that are being executed because of the fact that it is optionable. And I've not looked at the option data for the stock, but definitely I'm sure they are in their tens of thousands as it concerns open interests, for Camber Energy. So if you just join us, thank you very much. If you have us, if you have any stock you want us to have a look at, let's have a look at them, and go ahead. So I think there's a question SALM has. Is a catalyst upcoming on the 29th of October for PROG? Okay, what could that catalyst be? I have no idea what the catalyst is. If you're still there, SALM, just let us know what the catalyst could possibly be. Is it probably a fundamental one? So Progenity up down 3.2%, but momentum is improving. It's as a matter of fact, it's overbought at the moment. Let's look at. Let's refresh this. Okay, let's quickly see whether there's any news concerning FHUN. We know that FHUN is a sympathy play to DWAC, Digital World. Let's see whether there's any news. There isn't any fresh news at the moment. It's just it is indeed one of the top gainers for sure. So okay, so yes, okay. There's another stock that is also in the move, but just only 17%. So it says here shares of PHUN skyrocketed more than 280% earlier this week. The company closed its acquisition of Light Technology in a deal worth $11 million. So there's another stock here, PROC. Let's look at that through caps. Union acquisition. It's up 12.1%. Not very much going on there. 12% is something, yes, but so indeed for PHUN there isn't any news. It's just that market participants, they know the stock is associated with Trump. The company developed the app that I think probably the last campaign or thereabouts. So they're speculating that maybe they're going to get involved in this company they are trying to come up with. He's trying to come up with. So that's how the sympathy comes up, and then the this Digital World is the spark that is going to raise the funds and take the Trump Media technology company public. So that's how PHUN is. That's how PHUN comes into this whole mix. So still sustaining that gain around 260% right now. So we may be able to see some other stocks that are on the move as well. That's this is a Charles Schwab. I think it's by far the best trading platform out there in terms of research, and they've been around since 1970. So I think I'm up to promoting them. I'm using them, and it's really good. You can see definitely the most active right now. Definitely the most active right now. You can see what I was saying about the Camber Energy still there, number 4. You know, naturally, since it's not as not as active as these other ones, it's just there, and it could also even exceed them in terms of trading volumes. So, but right now, Firmware is the most active. Digital World is the third one. Okay, Progeny is still there as well. Okay, so there isn't very much. So let's see the price gains, the price increase, the ones that are gaining the most. Okay. Okay, yeah. So the biggest gainer is still okay. We still have its warrants. Still, you can see that 2,066%. That's the gain, but I don't exactly know where you can get the warrants. But those who are buying the warrants are trying to take advantage of what is going to come up in the future. So this PTLO, Portillo's Inc. Let's look at it. Okay, yes, that's the catalyst. All right, okay, yeah, for progeny. That's cool. Yes, yeah, it's good. It is retracing right now. Maybe that's yes, because sometimes we know that I know, for instance, Amazon. Of if you like last year, the trend has always been before the earnings come out, because everybody knows Amazon is going to deliver. They're going to deliver on the earnings outcomes. So before the earnings come out, people take money off the stock, and then in preparation for the earnings outcomes, and then when it comes out, it extends again and moves up to a whole level up. So yes, it may also be a good time to look at progeny, based on what's coming up on the 29th. So let's look at we wanted to have a look at PTLO. Portillo's Inc. is up 5.15%. So the next one is Tri-State Capital Holdings, TSC. Let's see what's going on with this one as well. Okay, it's down 0.16%. Not much going on there. Let's look at EAR. Ego Inc. down 3.23%. Seaport Global Acquisition. Okay, let's look at VTYX. Okay, Ventix Biosciences is down 0.71%. So there's not very much is going on there. So let's quickly return to FHUN. I think it's losing some value now. No longer at 260-ish, now at 250%-ish. Momentum is quite poor at the moment, but the strength is also poor as well right now. So Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a break. So firmware up 252.29. I think it's momentum is trying to improve, I think, or still weak, I think. Yeah, still not so wonderful right now. So let's look at DWAC, Digital World Acquisition. Okay, it has also lost some value now. At some point, just a few seconds ago, it broke through the 10, 20, 50-day moving averages, as well as the volume weighted average price, but it's back up with them again. So it's trying to challenge, I think, probably the 50-day moving average. That will be its next target. Yes, that's its most distant. Yeah, that one. Its most distant moving average. So it's the gain is now 81.5, 81.332. I think amongst other things, the fact it spiked slightly here, and usually when that happens, there's a tendency for the stock to move back, and has moved back. But fortunately, I mean, good thing it's not a total collapse. It's just holding things up there at 82, roughly $83. So if you just join us, thank you very much. Okay, 50. Yeah, about right now it's now about 15 minutes before the market opens. Yes. Yeah. Yes, if you just join us, thank you very much. Can we try and get the likes to 10? We have 3 more likes to get it up to 10. Thank you very much. And if you have any stock you want us to have a look at, just leave it in the comment box and let's digest them. So momentum is improving for digital world. It's overbought right now, and then the strength is also improving, but not overbought, not indicating it's an overbought situation. For digital world, I think it's now seriously challenging that 50-day moving average. This is what's going on live on its 1-minute model. Yes, Kedar, hello, how are you doing? Is there any stock you want us to have a look at? We are looking at firmware, digital world, and indeed Camber Energy, Progenity, SALM, digital media, FCEL Energy, PROG Power. These are the stocks we are looking at right now, but we can always have a look at any stock you want us to have a look at. Yes. Oh, okay. Aftermarket. Well, okay, we can't say for sure for now. We can't exactly say, but the guy here, the above SALM, he's pointing to Progenity. Progenity is, I think, is still a penny stock. PROG. It is down 3.2%. It's whether it's going to extend in the aftermarket. Aftermarket is when the market, because right now we are in the pre-market. So in a few minutes we will enter the main session, and then when that session ends, then we'll enter the aftermarket. So I can't exactly say that Progenity is going to do well there or not, but he's pointed out, if you read above, you can see there's a catalyst. He's pointing out there. There is a program, partnership opportunities in drug delivery, and it seems Progenity will the company will do a presentation there or something like that. So sometimes probably this retracement we are seeing now, I think yesterday it also retraced. Sometimes it may be a prelude to what's going to happen. Sometimes market participants may take money off because they know something's good. It may come up, and sometimes it may lead to a handy a tangible amount of retracement, and then when the catalyst takes place, then if it turns out to be good, then they put the money back. So Progenity, it's a penny stock as well. It's been active of late. Active, you want heavy volumes to be involved in. You want to see heavy volumes in the stock maybe before you buy it. If it has not been performing well, for instance, if it's not been performing well. But at the same time as well, heavy volumes can also mean that those who are involved it may also mean that those who have caused the stock to have that heavy volume may have just come to scalp and make some money for the day, and they may be going away as well. So that's what you have to bear in mind. But Progenity, it's a penny stock. It's been cooling off of late, so let's look at the daily model, or probably the 10-day model, and have a look at how it has been performing. And let's quickly have a look at Progenity. Okay. You want to PHUN price prediction. Okay, I'll get back to that. Get back to you on that. PROG.